Hi everyone, welcome back to No Beefs Just Meats segment of the Angry Advocate podcast, and just welcome back to the podcast in general. It's been some time since we released our last episode with Evan of Egan, and we've both, Ed and I, have needed time to just get back to our centers, doing so much in our lives, and just sadly there wasn't time for the podcast, which is not what either of us want, but sadly there's so many other things that just take control of our lives, and this is just something that we do when we're able to, like this week getting back to it with Fabricator. So super excited to be getting back into the swing of things. Super excited for this episode with the guys. It will be releasing later today from when I'm making this part, because I wasn't remembering that this little piece is needed. But enough of my talking. I'm super excited to have the podcast back up and rolling. Super excited for y'all to see our talk with Fabricator, and hope you enjoy. And hi guys, welcome back to the No Beefs Just Meats segment of the Angry Advocate podcast. Today we are joined with Fabricator. Hi guys, how are y'all doing?
Hi. Great.
Good.
How's our Saturday?
Fantastic.
Amazing.
How's yours? But I'll take it.
It's pretty good. We're tired, we're here, but we're back and things are great. So hopping into first question, how long has Fabricator been a band, and how long have you all been playing music?
Oh boy.
I'd say Ian should start with that.
I don't think quite 8 years. I think 8.
8? No, because I've been a barber for 8.
Okay, so 10.
Yeah.
So we'll call it 10. We just keep coming and going. Get a full lineup, lose the full lineup, get another full lineup, kick somebody out, get a replacement.
Change our sound completely.
How long has current lineup been locked in?
6 months. 6 months.
I'm the newest. John's the new guy.
Amazing.
And then the rest of us have been with the lineup for at least 6 years.
I was gonna say, I think I joined about 6 years ago.
And I've been with them for 8.
Yeah, so it was, Corey and I are old high school friends, and he joined these guys, and then their other guitarist had quit, so Corey hit me up because my old band had dispersed. And he's like, hey, do you want to come to Fabricator? I was like, I don't really know if I want to do music, but I'll come check it out. And then I met the guys, and now I'm still here, so.
So it worked out. Amazing.
Yeah.
Then
Ryan and I went to high school together, but we were not friends.
No. I was kind of a douche.
Alright, you
It's
should
kind
admit
of
it.
weird.
There's growth, okay.
But what? You ran into me when I was working at a gas station?
Yeah, dude, because you got me the job at that gas station.
So I helped him get a job there, and we started hanging out.
Because it was back when Corey and I were in Teeth together.
Teeth was still a thing when we started hanging out.
So when I
maybe.
met you again outside of high school, it was when you
The
worked
gas-
at
no, not the gas station, the car wash.
Yeah, you worked at the car wash, and so that was when Teeth was still a thing. I think Corey had just joined at that point, maybe a couple of years in.
So that had to be like 2012.
I was already in the band.
Yeah, no.
Because that's when Quick first started, was in 2012.
Okay, so it was 2012. He had definitely already been in the band. It was towards the end of Teeth at
2011,
that point.
2012, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Teeth disbanded in 2012.
We've all
End
been
of
playing,
two-
so we've all been
no,
playing music for a
2013,
long
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So.
Let's all put it together.
I've been 22 years in the local scene now.
Let's go.
I've been doing it since I was 13. I was in an emo band that started end of 8th grade
Amazing.
into high school, and we were actually, before this started, talking about Drifters back in Nashua. I used to play there all the time. So I've been doing it for way too long.
Hell yeah.
And I've been doing it for a decent amount too, 15, 16 years
Yeah,
maybe,
I'm
something like that.
Probably right around 15 years of playing music.
Yeah,
Have you always
I didn't play in high school, and didn't really start playing until honestly my mid-20s.
Have you always been vocals, or like what else?
Yeah, just vocals.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Has anyone like switched instruments or anything, or roughly like around the same thing?
No, same thing.
I started, like, when I first started playing music, I was doing bass, and then I became a guitarist after that, so it's not really that much different.
Yeah.
So
I mess around on guitar, but only for fun.
Hell yeah.
Started playing guitar, moved to bass, back to guitar, back to bass. Briefly played drums in a band that never went anywhere.
Let's go.
And I've done vocals. I've never been the vocalist of a band, but Travel Amygdala's last show, I did vocals for the majority of the music because Derek like blew out his voice like a couple weeks prior.
God, my cousin Pete put a guitar in my hand back when I was like, I don't know, like 5, 6. I was young. And he just was like, showed me how to do a palm mute and just sat there with like a full stack behind me, blowing my ears out. And I was like, I want to do this.
This is not going to be the rest of my life, yeah.
Parents made me do other stuff first. I played saxophone for a little bit.
So I played flute my entire
yeah.
life, and then senior year of high school was like, oh, it's the same note. So now I'm ready to just get a freaking saxophone again, and just that's going to be the features I do on songs.
Dude,
is just
all right.
saxophone.
Saxophone is amazing. I still love it. I suck at reed instruments. I can't do it. I mean, I'm tongue-tied talking anyways, but but yeah, no, it was like a 2-year span of essentially just like, hey, do this, show us you want to like learn how to do music, and I'd be like, I just don't want to do this, I want to play guitar. And then I think I started doing lessons at like 7 or 8.
Wild, yeah.
It was fun.
Hell yeah.
I've always played drums. I play some guitar as well, but not nearly to the proficiency that I like to think I can play drums.
Yeah, he's good.
He's decent. He's written some riffs. We haven't used them quite yet, but we plan on it.
Oh, humble
Have not used
over
here. Have not used any of my riffs. But
he keeps trying, though. Boy, does he keep trying.
Hey guys.
that is true. Boy, do I keep trying.
It's like, here you go, as it gets crumpled up.
No, it's me thinking.
We're
It's
gonna
me.
put it right over here. Turn the refrigerator.
Oh, so great job!
You wrote this song.
It's me thinking I'm good on guitar. But
I'll
my
give him
ear, it's all
credit.
fucked
I'll
up.
give him credit. In Bear Suit at the end breakdown, he's like, you should put a bend there. And it sounded sick.
At least like you're able to articulate things, because like a thing I like catch with bands is like a lot of times the vocalist is just like, I don't like this, and like that's it. Like, do anything. So like as long as like, you can communicate.
Scream into that microphone. Nobody asked for your opinion.
I mean, that's one thing I like about this band is we try to keep everybody's opinion valid.
Yeah.
It ends up turning, like sometimes there's points where it's like, I'll just go on a tangent at home and write a song or whatever, but like
5.
majority wise though, like a lot of our material Ian and I wrote together just hanging out in the space before practice started and stuff like that. And like now that we have such a solid group, we're trying to incorporate literally everybody's ideas into it, just to be not just one style but all of our styles.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because when I joined, these guys already had their 4 or 5 songs written, and I was learning those songs, and then they wrote like 2 more as I was learning
As
the
you're
other
like, hold
material.
on.
So I mean, majority of the music we play live now is written by these guys. There's like stuff that I've added just with my style and flair, but then we're finally starting to get caught up to now I'm becoming part of the writing process as well. So, and like they said, John's even brought stuff to the table. We also just at practice we'll just start jamming stuff, and we're like, oh, that's cool. So
Yeah.
And then what?
we're getting to the point where it's becoming a much more group effort and not solo duo over here. Solo duo, is that a thing?
I think so.
It's kind of an oxymoron, isn't it?
Singular but plural.
1 to 2, yes, totally.
Brian will frequently have a riff or an idea he'll throw out while we're at practice, but like, hold on, do that again.
And then
When
see,
we put
like,
something over
it's
that.
jamming. Like
I
that's
love
like the
riffing.
most natural
I love
like way to go
riffing.
about it.
Yeah.
And for the longest
It's all
time, we
about
didn't
the
get to
riffs.
do it. our old drummer, loved the guy to death, very good drummer, but when it came to jamming, he just like couldn't figure it out. Just didn't work out with him too often, which was unfortunate. But John can jam.
We'll jam.
Yeah,
The chemistry
like
is
any
there.
past members, we still love and everything. But it's like, I feel like this lineup now is like
You're locked
really
in,
good.
that's how you,
Really
of
good,
course.
complete lineup and everything. Like I said, everybody who's been in Fabricator, old members, we still get along with, and it's still family with us. But it's like this group now is like a solid foundation.
This is it.
Takes time.
I was a big fan of Fabricator before I joined.
Yeah, that was even better too. I was a fan. So
You gotta wanna like play the music you're
Oh, yeah.
doing and do it
Absolutely.
like and have fun with it.
And he's beautiful, so.
Very good looking group. All right. Next question. Favorite show you've ever played, and it doesn't have to be in your current. It doesn't have to be
Oh,
Fabricator.
dude.
I have two.
Okay.
Actually, I'll put in three because actually our last show was one of my favorite shows at Bad Brgr. That was just a fun night. We had a great time.
Good people.
Yeah, it's like that. It was a decent crowd for
Yeah.
being a small venue, and it's just I personally felt like I played pretty good. So it's like yeah, that's cool.
that was a long
But
night.
then the other two would be my old band. We headlined the second stage of Summer Slaughter in 2018.
That
maybe?
thing just popped up actually on Facebook.
Yeah,
me too.
So they did it correct that year at the Palladium, where the main stage didn't open until second stage was done.
Perfect.
So we had a packed second stage at the Palladium, and so that was really rad. And then the other one would be my old band actually got big enough that the Acacia Strain asked us to play their toy drive show. And it was an upstairs only sold out show at the Palladium that we got to play, asked by the Acacia Strain personally. So
Oh yeah.
those were really special shows to me. So those would be my like top three probably.
Swim the bar. Yeah.
It's so funny that Summer Slaughter tour that you were talking about, the one that you played, but it's funny that like Lorna Shore was like the opener, one of the first two bands. And now they're
Now
just
they're
like,
gonna be
they'll headline any
hardcore metal fest.
Yeah, they could headline Summer
Well,
Slaughter if they
See,
they wanted
to
to.
piggyback off that, one of my
Yeah.
favorite shows that I've ever played was when I first met Lorna Shore, all the way back in 2013, 2012, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we played with them at Rocco's in my old band, quick before the outbreak, which is now a band again, which is kind of rad because I'm playing guitar again. But yeah, meeting them for the first time with like their OG lineup. I think there was only 2 people in the band at the time that weren't originally in the band when it first started. So it was, you still had Tom Barber still on vocals. Their drummer was not the guy who's currently drumming. What's his name?
Dude, I don't know. That dude's the new
That's
drummer
what-
right now
I
is
can't
insane.
Oh, Austin.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really fun. And then also, ironically, our one time that I got to play the Palladium, which was a friggin' battle of the bands with Begat the Nephilim
The big
and
thing?
Naria.
Was it the big thing or whatever? That battle
maybe,
of bands?
maybe, I don't know, it was so long ago. All I
Downstairs
remember
and
was,
upstairs?
no, this was solely an upstairs
Oh,
thing. It was
okay.
all just locals.
Alright.
And I don't know, it was just the biggest crowd that I ever got to perform to. It was awesome.
to play off of that one, so I got 2. One of them is back in my emo band in high school. I think I was like maybe 14 at the time. And it was upstairs at the Palladium at a Battle of the Bands. And it was, I mean, the whole upstairs, we had all of our friends there. So it was just packed wall to wall. They were chanting our name. It was really cool. We were not that good. So when we started, it didn't match the energy of the crowd people. But it was just like, it was a surreal experience at such a young age. And like, my whole family was there. My little cousin came. My mom was there. She was standing dead center where the pit was. And my friend Chris at the time went up to her and was like, man, you need to go off to the side. Like, you don't want to stand right here. And she's like, oh no, that's my son.
And keep in mind, Ryan Ryan's mom is a very small lady.
She's like 80 pounds of pure Sicilian fury. She's like, I use her as like a little arm wrest sometimes.
She's like, I'm ready, whatever happens.
And so we ring out that first note, and it just kind of opened up. Everybody was just, the energy was crazy. And my friend Chris just picked my mother up and walked her over to the side, placed her back down. She's like, oh, thank you.
Like, ma'am, let me help you. Help me help you.
Yeah.
If you get hit, no one is going to be happy.
She's a saint. Second one ever was probably, I think, first year we played Warped Tour with our old band Teeth. We got to play the local stage.
Hell
and
yeah.
Just the Massachusetts date.
Yeah, just
Still?
Massachusetts.
Not the whole tour.
Still.
We got to go on, I think, like 10 minutes. We were on for like 10 minutes after that front doors opened before any other music started. So we just had everybody there, and it was unreal.
Just the Massachusetts. Like, no, that's
That was cool. No, that was cool.
really
It was that was my second show with the band Teeth at the time, so I was still learning the set, and to play a big show like that was pretty surreal, pretty friggin' surreal.
I think that was
definitely one of my favorites. And then one of my other favorites was another Teeth show at Rocco's. We played like a sold out show for stick to your guns. That was pretty cool.
Okay, that might actually.
We were like,
hold on.
it was a tour package. I forgot the other bands that went through, but we were like the one local that got to play it, and so it was
I
sold
was
out.
there
And
just as a fan.
so many people came. It was awesome. It was like it was a sold out Rocco show, and Rocco's used to have some bomb sound, and this was the last show that they had the good sound system, like the professional sound system. So we tore it up that night, and then it was also one other another show at Rocco's, but it was just with a bunch of homies. It was our friends Conforza. It was their CD release show.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Jesse.
That was a wicked good time.
I love him.
And, But yeah, that was a fun time.
To add on to that, actually, Rocco's, another Teeth show, when we play with Shia Luke, that's like...
I wasn't in the band at that time.
You weren't in the band at that point?
I joined like right after.
That is a highlight of my music career. That is one of my all-time favorite bands, and the fact that I just got to play a show and have Matt Fox try to come get me to go up on stage, and I just couldn't do it. Just stay inside stage like, this is sick! I'm so nervous right now.
No one look at me. It's really cool.
Yeah. That was one of the coolest moments too.
But as Ken was saying too, like for Fabricator, we've played some good fun shows, but like the show we just played at Bad Brgr was mad fun because it was small.
That was amazing.
A bunch of homies came out.
Yeah.
My other band played that night too, so it was the first time I ever did double duty.
You were a little, but yeah,
I was all over the place that night. That was fun. I'm glad I did it. Didn't die.
Yeah, that show filled up fast because I remember like seeing everything. I was just like, okay, like this is cool. And then I came back out and it's just like C, and it's like, all right, like this is awesome.
Yeah,
but
that's cool.
I just want that pole to be gone.
Oh,
It's not in a good spot.
Yeah, they're like it sadly like is structural, but like they're kind of looking into hopefully like making it smaller and not like that. Hopefully like over
That
in size.
spot where they were putting the merch, that's where the stage should have been. Put the merch over on the other side.
The drummer, your drummer in Quick, he was close to taking it down a few times.
Oh, yeah.
that night.
He's a big guy
He's a
too.
big
He's
boy.
very tall.
I still need
He
to.
makes me feel tiny.
I think it's during you guys. I still need to like look at the video, but freaking Evan at one point like he hits the wall, like comes back down, like grabs the mic of my camera, and I'm like, dude, like come on. But the and the thermostats are right there too. That's like been completely like crushed, like fallen off the wall before too. Like it's just been like handed to me, like okay, we'll fix this later.
My wife recorded a video of it too, and sent it to all of us. It was pretty neat. That was cool.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. Oh, so fan favorite question. What is some of everyone's favorite local bands?
Oh, dude.
Ejin.
Those are our homies. We started playing with them like a year ago. We've played like 4 or 5 shows with them already within a year.
Yeah, they're our homie band. That it's like it seems like anytime we're in a pinch and we need somebody, these guys are like there.
They're gonna totally.
And
they're
really good.
steps ahead of so many bands. I feel like there's so many good bands around. But these guys, they got it. They got everything down to a T.
Yeah.
We actually we go back with them quite far with as
Some of
musicians.
them, at least
Yeah.
Chris. Well, when he and I think Garrett too.
I know
Two of them were in
Chris.
Two of them were in Ivory Tower
Yeah.
at least.
I think Tony, the drummer, was.
Okay,
Yeah.
Tony. And then we played with False Images too, right? That was Evan.
Yeah.
Evan was the vocalist of that band.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But other locals like that I like you said, Egent, Bearing Point, those are good homies. Iron Gate, Shape Throw is a really good another local band that's gonna get there. Roseland.
I love Tony.
I
He's
love
great.
some of my old school homies like Conforza, Graveborn.
Jesse.
Jesse Blanchard,
He will always.
Another like very underrated band around the area, Woo Meter.
Oh yeah.
Very good.
All right.
They're looking for a bass player too, so hit them up so they can start playing shows. But yeah, I mean for local like current bands, I mean that's who I think is I really like got stuff going for them. These guys know other bands too.
Yeah.
I know I'm forgetting a lot of bands, but
Yeah,
that was
that's
like the
always the
base.
problem.
Everyone minus Iron Gate that you listed has been on the podcast, so
Yeah.
I would love every single one of them.
Drive by Bukkake, I mean they're legends.
Oh, yeah.
in this area. They're going on.
Great
They're going.
Great guys.
There's some of my best friends, and like they're actually coming up on their 20-year anniversary this November.
Yeah. Dude, the first time I heard Drive By Bukkake was on 91.3 WUML Lowell.
Oh yeah.
It was like they must have been a newer band at that point. I was young, like I think I was like 14 or so. I don't know, like it was a while ago, and
Talk
it
about
just like that
Drifted.
band's always been around. They're fantastic, super fun.
I'd
Drifted
throw the Summon in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think they're starting to come back right
Yeah.
now too.
Yeah, they're playing a show with Conforza soon. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So they're always.
I gave Steve.
Corey and I have known
Why
those
we're not
guys for
playing it.
years. They're really talented. I gotta give a shout out to my old band. Went on tour with a band that's not a band anymore called This Time Stars Fall. They were like my buddy band back in the day, so those guys all just hold a special place in my heart. Actually, their guitarist vocalist just passed away this year, and so that was pretty devastating. But they're just real close to me. So they're a band that I gotta give a shout out to,
Hell yeah.
just from my past. So, but yeah, I think these guys, the current bands, I think that'd be about the guys that we're like hanging
Dude.
out with. And,
Bearing
There's
Point.
definitely more that we're not
Josh.
mentioning.
Bearing Point.
Oh yeah,
generally
Barry
is
Point.
one of the
Josh.
but I guess we
one of
could
the
get,
best
Josh,
bands
my
out
dog.
there right now. They're
Josh,
so
I
good.
love you.
Let's start that wrestling podcast.
we could give Rat Blood a shout out since
Oh,
we
yeah.
share it. We let RJ use our
RJ.
space to
Yeah.
practice drums, so
Yeah.
we'll give them a
Clifford.
shout out. Clifford,
Oh,
is
yeah.
really
Dude,
fun.
Clifford's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I
Yo.
saw them like upstairs Palladium, like I think it was that benefit show with Wisdom and Warren, Fishface, and everything, and I like
Okay,
thought
yeah.
they were cool, but then like seeing them again, like night and day, like holy shit, have they like
Yeah.
got the head?
Their vocalist
Holy
stage
shit.
banter is like some of my
Hey,
favorite
top tier.
stage banter.
Yeah, that.
And it was actually
Top
cool.
tier.
So speaking of that last Bad Brgr show we played, and we played with them, their guitarist that does vocals came up to me after and gave me compliments on my stage presence. So I was like, wow, this is cool because I like your vocalist stage presence, and he happened to walk over after, so we had a good little exchange.
Way to
It was
make
fun.
this about yourself.
Yeah, I'm kind of a big deal. No, yeah, so it's fun. They're good.
Shout out to Only Bubble Tell. It's not a band anymore, but I fucking miss them so much.
There's a band from Maine, Lanterns.
Le-
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Smothered Sun.
Rico.
Smothered Sun is back. Smothered Sun. I freaking love those guys.
Fucking amazing human beings.
Lanterns.
Yeah.
And Lanterns.
Actually,
Yeah,
yeah, I need
Lanterns.
lanterns on a show. Yep, okay.
Anybody?
Rico, we're talking.
It's too many. I think we got a. Like I said, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's so many.
Those are like a lot of bands we played with, and always will play with. Like good people,
Yeah. Yeah.
good people, good tunes.
That's it. There's a bunch of dudes that like to play heavy music and have fun.
If we're forgetting anybody, we're sorry. We know there's so many out there.
Not trying to change the world, but we are trying to find the brown note. So
Happy medium. brings us to the last question of what does Fabricator have going on this year and coming up?
We got 2 new releases coming out.
We might have one ready by the end of the year. The other one I'm expecting by summer of next year.
These are like I think
it really depends on me because
conservative with
I'm
my
like
predictions.
I'm a dad of 3, so it's like I'm kind of the fifth wheel that's taking a little bit longer to learn stuff than these guys.
Yeah, but also we used to and not to like downplay our old stuff, but we never had anywhere to record drums before. We never really did it with our old drummer. We would just have him sit down and help me program what he was playing for his drums. So it was all programmed drums. We now have several places we can go to record live drums, so that we're trying to do that for the next releases. In fact, it's going to happen. I'm not doing it without having live drums this time. So we kind of have to work around a schedule and making sure John's comfortable with what we're recording so we can go in and bang out like 2 or 3 songs.
Yeah, make it worth it.
And then we do the rest ourselves.
Yeah.
Like we have studio
Ian,
set
Ian
up.
does
as-
Ian's done all the mixing and
Ourselves.
recording, and it's just progressed wildly. These 2 I'm really excited about though, because they showcase Ian and I's style so drastically. Because I wrote one of them and Ian wrote the other, and it's the first full song that Ian's really wrote.
Without help.
Yeah, because I had some things for like Snakes was yours too.
Oh, that's not true. Actually, there's a couple of Kendall things thrown in my song.
Oh,
I was
okay.
gonna say, I think when Ian was messing with it at practice one day, and Ryan and I were just kind of hanging out, and I had my guitar, and I think I came up with a couple like eerie lead things, and Ian just goes, "What was that?"
And play that
Okay,
again, show it
and
to
then
me,
he
throw
put it into his song, so it's like, all right, cool. I contributed.
I do think these are a perfect showcase of just like our spectrum, but also like what's about to come sound wise.
Yeah.
It's fun because since like we talked about earlier, now that we're kind of getting caught up and our writing style is really funny because he has ADHD and I have OCD, and that clashes like crazy.
Yeah.
He'll come with riffs, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, I get it. Wait, why is this note different now? And he's just like, because I gotta keep it interesting. I'm like, but my OCD, it doesn't make sense. So it's always fun.
I get bored. Play the same thing over
It's super
again.
refreshing, and it's what makes I think our sound so unique is the fact that like, if you're really paying attention, like those little things that it's like, okay, and I think that was one of the things that really drew John to us from before he joined the band is little things like that. So
A lot of subtle intricacies.
yeah, and so it's fun, it's really refreshing.
Learning the material, completely in agreement with Kendall. There'd be a rhythm, and I could learn it. I think it's going to repeat. Oh wait, there's a subtle difference. Next time. All right, so there's an A to B. Now I learn A and B. Oh wait, it comes back. There's another difference.
So there's A, and then there's B, and then there's A again, but then there's a C that gets thrown in the
And then there's the ABC variant that's also taught.
That A is also the second A is kind of like an A and 3/4.
Right.
There's a lowercase b in there somewhere.
It'll be the same rhythm like the first part, but it gets cut in half.
Yeah.
It doesn't finish the full sequence or something. So trying to learn the drums to some of the Fabricator tunes was a challenge.
I just yell to the mic.
Don't let Corey sell himself short. He comes up with good ideas too. I mean, Corey's just a music, no offense, nerd. Like Corey's just he's in it. He loves it, and so
Coming back to like goals for the band is like obviously keep releasing music, singles, EPs. Everybody's attention span's short now, so it's like, do you want to spend 2 or 3 years working on a full album, or every 6 to 12 months?
Just write a song, record it, put it out.
Yeah, and just record it and everything, and then obviously playing more shows in different areas. You don't want to play the same places all the time. We've realized that, and meeting more people. Like we're older, we're all pushing in our 40s for the most part. So I want to play. I want to play as much as I can, but obviously we know that there's situations where we're not going to be able to, and we're cool with that. But just getting Fabricator out there more is always the goal. Whether it's 1 new fan or 20 new fans, we're happy. with anybody that listens to our stuff, checks us out, buys merch. You know,
Yeah,
that's all we care about. As long as the music's tight and we're all getting along, like I like that. That's what matters to me.
Yeah, we're having fun. We're trying to stay relevant as much as we can with like our schedules of just our personal lives. But yeah, I mean,
And staying
we got
relevant.
3 shows lined up
Yeah,
for the summer, so
Staying relevant's hard being in like bands now.
Relevant.
It's hard because you know
staying
you gotta
relevant.
push. You know, like I said, we're older, and it's like you know.
Like social
And
media. having to keep
social
up with
media,
the
it's hard. Like
algorithm.
we try to do
I
it.
don't touch
Me and
mine.
him
I got
try
shit
to
for
do
work
it.
too, and I don't touch mine.
Me and him
It's-
try to do it as much as we can, but it's just like we don't got TikTok or any of that stuff. So we edit, like I said, we edit like all our videos, and it's just hard, you know, just especially being at the age that we are now, you know.
I like how it's grouping you
10
guys in with him and I.
10 or 15
You're
years
old
ago,
now,
you really didn't have to worry about all this social media stuff. I mean, it was still a
Yeah,
thing, but
apparently I'm
it's
pushing
not
40.
crazy like how you have to stay up with it now. And I give amends to like all the young bands and kids that are doing it, you know, kick ass, you know.
Yeah.
Stay at home, live with your parents if they let you, and no, seriously, and go out and tour. You know, you're the future, and there's so many nasty bands that are fucking probably less than 25 years old, and dude, that's the future. I would even
Yeah,
say there's bands that I'm listening to that probably the oldest member might even be 21, and to teenagers, and they're killing it in the scene, like all over America.
Yeah,
All over the world, so there's a good future coming, and like I said, just
Yeah.
keep it up.
At the end of the day, this is my therapy. That's it. I'm just trying to have an outlet and have a good time and play some fucking sick riffs, dude.
Voice, like that's all you need.
Yeah.
Get it out.
Yeah, we just like to have fun. Yeah, to piggyback on what Corey says, as one of the old boys, it's cool to see the new youthful locals coming up. It's like really cool. The fact that we're still cool enough to hang out with all these guys is pretty rad. So
I question myself. I'm like, man,
Dude,
I'm dad cool, but I'm still cool, right?
There's a lot of young musicians who should definitely push it right now. There's like, I mean, Clifford in general, they're
Yeah.
phenomenal. You know, like there's a lot of people out there that just they have it.
Yeah, like freaking Slam Witch, like hearing like
I saw one of their first shows, and it was just like, am I an old man playing old man rock? Dude, I love that band so
It's
much.
the old guy in the
Is
corner
this
just
dad
standing
metal
with
now?
my
I remember looking at a bunch of people being like, I was like, we play heavy shit, are we?
We're the
dad metal?
disturbed of the metal community now.
Okay, Trench. They're like wicked young, but they're now playing with freaking Carnifex. They're opening.
I'm
that.
sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Damn.
like I just met them. They're all I feel like right around like 20 years old.
Yeah, it's wild.
Killing it.
Well, Eric from Bonginator's not that old, right? He's young.
Yeah, well now he's I
He's
feel
in his mid 20s,
like 25,
I think. But
26
still, it's
now.
like there's the bands like that age. I mean, they're pushing
The
it.
festivals,
I
yeah.
love it.
Mhm.
I love seeing it, and like I wish I had, you know, not like a real full-time job because I would push. I want to push it more.
100% that.
Responsibilities. Who needs them?
I wish I could just be on tour at all times.
I really wish I could be.
I give it all to my parents. They're the only reason why I could have done like anything that I did with bands back in the past. Like now it's just like I gotta make sure I don't lose the apartment. And
I'm gonna make sure my cat's still alive.
Yeah, hey, let's be honest, that's the most important one. She's a sweetheart.
The house
My
can
dog
burn
is my
down as
child.
long as she's
Does
okay.
everybody want to see pictures?
like a pet segment. Here's my dog. She's great. Freaking she is my child.
Yeah.
Zach, drummer of Iron Gate, we split her. It's great. He'll go on tour, I keep her, and then vice versa. Zach, it's great. But yeah, things are awesome.
So what are the shows we got?
That was gonna be my question.
We
July
got
5th, the basement show.
that'll
Which
be
is
fun.
Quick before the Outbreak's first show, if you want to come, hit one of us up because it is private. We're not like announcing where it's at.
Ask a
Okay.
punk.
So,
Ask a punk.
August
and then
9th.
August 9th is at
Terminus in
That's the
Nashua.
Terminus in Nashua.
And then October 3rd at the
That's the
Shasky.
Shasky.
which I'm excited about because
Yeah.
we're big fans of that place, and
It is.
I personally have never played there, so I'm pretty excited about
Not
it.
dissing Bad Brgr, but Shasky is my little slice of heaven. It's a perfect pint of Guinness. And
But yeah, hopefully that's just what we got booked down, and
Right.
hopefully we
Yeah,
can
we're
get added on some more
Yeah.
shows. And we were kind of like, we want to play as much as we can, but in reality, you know, we're like a once a month type show band, you know, just because of responsibilities.
Yep.
That's
Life.
valid.
yeah, work.
But that doesn't mean don't hit us up because
Right.
Yeah.
we
We try
like,
to accept every offer we can.
if it sounds like fun, we'll be there.
Absolutely. Well, awesome. Thank you guys for coming out to
Thank you.
this
Thanks
week's
for having
episode.
us.
Yeah, thank
I'm glad.
you.
I think this is finally the first episode after Ed and I have taken a good month or so off. So excited to have it back. Forgot about that angle.
Hell yeah.
Just everyone. But this has been episode 3 of No Beefs Just Meats segment of the Angry Advocate podcast. Thank you guys for being a part of it. Check out Fabricator on every
What is this?
social media that you can. And until next time.